What is up, guys? So this right here is a tutorial about pretty much what logic is and how to use it, what it's for. Like, I think some people won't be able to grasp what a microchip is actually for, and it's really not even that difficult. It's just as simple as learning what stop signs are, which is pretty simple. Some of the stuff you already know. I mean, you already know what a stop sign is. You know that means stop. You know green light means go. You know a timer is probably to make timer things, like, when things happen. That's pretty much what a microchip is. It's a timeline. It's a fancy word for timeline. So if anybody coming from Minecraft, it's a fancy word for timeline. And pretty much after that, it's just alchemy, learning what stuff to use to make stuff happen. Um, you can even use microchips within timelines for your animations. To me, the hardest thing in Dreams to learn would be animating, because some of this stuff you already know in some of the stuff you already know with making logic and microchips and stuff like that. A lot of this stuff you already know. Let's go ahead and open it up. You probably know what a health manager is without me even saying it. You probably know what a destroyer is, or at least can think of what it might be. And a lot of the purple stuff is stuff follower. A lot of this stuff you can advance mover. You can pretty much kind of know what it is just by like looking at it, and it's not even that difficult. And the yellow, all the yellow is math, and 1 + 1 can equal 2 to make something happen. So, and it has connectors too. This is pretty much math, and it also has a timer, so you know what some of this stuff is too. The most common thing I heard that you'll be using in the yellow is a calculator. So remember that. I guess that's how you'll make 2 + 2 happen to make a light bulb light up in dreams. That's pretty much what this is. It's pretty much a microchip is what is going to be used to make events happen in your games. Like, let's say we have the overall game finished. We have the gravity on the character. We have all the animations done. And now all we have to do is pretty much make damage to where whenever it makes a collision with something, that's what the microchip is for. It's just an event manager. That's it's a fancy word for timeline. And I feel like there's an art to it, an invisible art that you can't see. I feel like the simpler it is, the better. The simpler you can make something advanced, the better. Sometimes you'll have to use a lot of processors, and there's a lot of tutorials online right now. But I feel like without knowing that it's like just like a timeline and looking at it, if people were to look at that without knowing that all it is connectors, and it doesn't have to be 1,000 times 1,000 to make a light bulb go off with 50 or 5 connectors even, I feel like if they see that, they won't think that's fun. But if you explain it like this, then it makes it completely different, because then it's like there's a science behind it that someone can grasp. And that's what we're trying to do. Again, the hardest thing, I swear, the hardest thing is is probably animating, because whenever you're possessing a puppet, it doesn't animate the movements of the walks from what I can see. And the reason it's so hard is because whenever you're trying to lift up a foot, you had to do it frame by frame, pretty much. And you wouldn't think that. What the recording possession does is makes it to where you can make a path happen. And then you have to think of it as layers. So maybe you want to loop the walking animation and then make the path to where you don't always have to make it, where you don't have to make a walking animation throughout the whole freaking thing. And then the keyframes, you'll have to know logic for that. And you wouldn't think you would need logic for animating stuff more simply. To animate stuff more simply, you're going to need logic. And that's pretty much what it is, because you can make trigger events happen when your character is animated to walk into something. You can make something like debris fly away from the character. And pretty much you'll need a microchip to make that kind of event happen with your keyframes, apparently. And then you'll have to know pretty much the alchemy, the science behind that. And that's pretty simple. You can look up tutorials online. It just pretty much, do you have the motivation to figure out how to freaking make a light bulb? I mean, other people have done that for you. They have the science from Little Big Planet, and pretty much it's just simply reading along with the tutorial and creating it yourself, or you can search it up online. Like, I can't believe people aren't putting tutorials on freaking Dreams itself. It blows my mind. The reason I'm not is because it take freaking forever. But, I mean, you could do that too. Link it back to your YouTube channel. This is stuff that I've thought of. I mean, maybe I will do that. Sometimes whenever I say I don't want to do something, I end up doing it anyway. So pretty much, that's what all this stuff is, guys. I mean, that's all it is. From anybody coming from Minecraft, I hope this explains logic to where you feel more motivated to actually get involved with it, because the community, we have not learned all the science behind everything yet. In fact, the creators themselves of Dreams, they used what we're using to create Dreams. They said they didn't cheat to create their game. So I imagine it's going to be mind-blowing, and we're going to see what Dreams is actually capable of. They said themselves that pretty much the story mode in Dreams that we created is going to be used to show creators what a fully fledged game actually looks like. Just in case you don't know, they also said that they imagine that pretty much real game developers are going to be coming to Dreams, and they'll already know. So this is what we're playing catch up right now, guys. We're playing major massive catch up with big people, with big studios, and that's the awesome thing about this. You don't need a big studio for this. We're not competing with a big studio. We're all on the same freaking canvas. We're all on the same canvas trying to create the best painting. And some of us aren't even freaking making games. So here we are. You don't even need to freaking make a game to make the best painting in Dreams. You could probably do something incredible and people will find it outstanding without that. If you like art, you can do that. If you like music, you can freaking import your freaking music into here. And people probably like it like that. I mean, it's simple stuff. It's just do you have the time? Do you want the time to pretty much get the work out of it? And if you do, then you should be rewarded by the community, because the community, we all have a lot of stuff to learn. Even the creators themselves might be blown away by what we do, and it's also updating. Like I've said this once. Like, if we create microchips, we should be able to we should be able to put the presets up here within the microchip settings or whatever, underneath the microchip or within a new category that we can create up here. Like, I've thought of stuff too that they could put inside of Dreams, because like I feel like, microchips are pretty much events like these things, so why not like be able to save the microchip as a setting in a different category, maybe yours or something, and make it super red or something, I don't know. Stuff like that should be like equivalated into Dreams. I don't even want to freaking use a real word, because like it just seemed like I'm trying to sound super smart for no reason in this video. But pretty much that right there is again, the hardest thing is animating. I've already done sculpture tutorials. You can check out my sculpture tutorials. You can check out the logic tutorials I have. And if I'm streaming it, come to the stream, guys. As I said, I'll stream at the top. I'll test out your creation or look at whatever you created. And you'll get honest feedback from me, my community. And honestly, guys, I'm very thankful that, what we become so far. So this is for anybody jumping into logic who thought that this was the hardest thing. No, the hardest thing is probably animating. Probably. I like maybe it's easy like once you get the keyframe thing down, but from what I could see, making them things step, like I got the legs like crossing and stuff, that stuff right there get freaking tedious. I'm selecting one leg, it's all lighting up on one leg, I get it up, put up the grid snap, it's still annoying. But that's just my opinion. Other people might think sculpting's the hardest. It's just what you like to do. It might just be that way because I don't like doing that stuff. So all this stuff might be freaking easy. It just depends on if you're Da Vinci. Let's go ahead and get it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my commentary. Come to the streams. I stayed just as lit over there. Drank way too much coffee. Let's get it.